Now we're going to create the division objects in our example, which is the branches in our corporation's tree structure. So the division objects can contain VP objects, vice president objects, and those are the leaves in our tree structure. So we're going to start by creating now the division class. It extends the corporate abstract class just as the VP class does. But these act as the branches of our corporation structure. And so now here we have the division class extends corporate, and I'm going to start off by having a public constructor which accepts the name of the division. The name is stored internally as a private string variable named name, called name. Also going to have a getName method which returns the name when necessary, when it's called. Okay, so the division class, so far so good. Next, the division class is going to be able to store a number of VP objects, and in fact, not just VP objects, but also it's going to be able to store other divisions, because the branches can contain other branches as well as VP objects, as well as leaves. We're going to create an array of corporate objects. Recall corporate is the abstract class on which the division and VP objects are based. And so here we're going to create this array called corporate. This is a new array of corporate objects, which means both division objects and VP objects, and it's going to be 100 elements long. And now we can add either VPs or divisions to this division object with the add method. So we can say add corporate. It's going to add to the corporate array when you call add, and it's going to add at the current number in the array. That current number starts off as 0, is incremented each time you add a new element to the array, and that corporate element, that corporate object, is added to the array like that. And that allows you to add not only VPs to the division, but also other divisions to the current division. So you can add more branches to the tree structure and branches to branches, or you can also add leaves to the branches as well. And that's the way it works. It stores these objects using the add method, and the add method stores the objects internally inside an array called corporate, and increments the number, the index number inside the array, so to keep track of where you are. So you can add as many branches and leaves to a current branch as you want to. It also has a print method. The print method is going to loop over all the elements inside, all the objects inside the current branch, and display them. So the print method has an iterator, and it's going to get an iterator for the current division, and as long as the iterator has a new element, in a while loop here, as long as the iterator has a new element, it's going to get the new element, which is either a division or a branch, rather a division or a vice president, and is going to print that division or vice president. Notice that all the elements, all the objects in this tree support the same methods: getName, add, print, and iterator as well. So that's the idea behind the composite model, is that you treat leaves and branches in the same way. Okay, in addition, this division class is going to have an iterator method which returns an iterator which allows you to loop over, that's down here, allows you to loop over the elements, the object inside the branch in the print method, and here's the iterator method. The iterator looks like this. It implements the iterator Java interface like this, implements iterator, and here you have a constructor. The constructor is going to take the corporate object passed to it, store it as corporate like this, and that is the array of corporate objects you're meant to iterate over. Next returns the next location in the corporate array, and hasNext is just as usual with iterators, allows you to check whether or not there are more elements in the corporate array. If there are, returns a value of true. If not, returns a value of false. Okay, so that is the division iterator. We've already seen the VP iterator. This is the division iterator. Allows you to iterate over the objects inside a branch. And now we're going to put this to work in an example which creates both branches and leaves, that is both divisions and VPs, and it's going to print the whole thing out for our edification. And as you're going to see, that's going to come up next as when we test the the composite design pattern.